All right, in today's video, I want to talk about sports. Now, you remember the last video that we did? We actually did a couple of them really surrounding that same issue. But, the NBA was coming back and ratings started to come out and they weren't as good as previously. It looks like there was a dip, and a lot of people are going to attribute that to like the social justice messaging and what have you in regards to people not wanting to look at that. And I completely understand that. It makes sense when you alienate an entire fan base like that, as if they're all going to be down with your cause. Certainly when you consider sports isn't something like people go to for that, then yeah, this could be the result. But I'm starting to get the same way. Like, I shot this video on a Sunday, and football Sunday is back, and it doesn't even feel that way. And I think it's a combination of a couple of things. Yes, it's the look, do I want to be beat over the head with some of this nonsense? It doesn't seem like the NFL is as bad as some of the other sports. But the further that we got away from it, be it the virus or anything like that, the more that I just was like, man, I don't know. And I say this as a guy that's been a hardcore sports guy my entire life. You've seen like the shirts and stuff that I wear on streams and on videos, and they generally depict Cowboys gear, Mavericks gear, Stars, which I am watching because it's playoffs. But aside from that, it's like I can do without it. Like, this is more so what I'm saying. And I think that it's not one of those things anymore where I was like, man, I Mavericks games on, Stars games on, the Cowboys games going to come on. I have to be on the couch watching it, and I don't even feel that way anymore. And I think that you're going to see this not just in sports, but with other avenues as well. When you have a medium, definitely an entertainment medium, that people go to get away from, I don't want to say life, but from those types of problems that you generally attribute to things that, look, political stuff, social political stuff, all of that stuff is kind of left on the background. Sports was one of the last standing things that you didn't have to deal with that. Yes, did athletes and coaches and what have you, people that are attached to the sport, did they have their own political slants and political views? Absolutely. Of course, they've always had that. But generally, it's never really interfered with the sport in general. It never was in the sport. Whereas to now, for example, the NBA, you have it all over the court. You have it all over the jerseys, post-game interviews. You have folks like LeBron James talking about this. And it's really, they pulled that stuff in and they want it to be a part of their league. And I think they're going to take a hit. How long? Well, that's going to, I guess, just left to be determined, because you have to consider that, will people get tired and just say, look, I got to go watch. I got to get my sports fix. I got to watch it. Or will the league itself change? Leagues, will they change? Let's just take a more firm approach. And it's not to say going the opposite way. It's more of, okay, look, you leave that stuff at home. When we get here, we're in the arena. We're doing whatever surrounding the league. We leave that stuff out. NBA, they're the worst among the leagues, because I guess Silver and all of them, they've said, look, this is the direction that we're going to go. And yeah, their pockets are going to be hit, and I'm interested to see if this continues when it comes to the TV deals and such. How will that be impacted? I think a lot of people look at even my last video, for example, that I recorded on this issue. I had comments saying, well, good riddance, stuff like that. They don't even look at you as like a potential fan that spends money on either the merchandise. They look at it like this is an exclusive club now, and they just want, and you stay about it. And they don't even understand like how all of that is interconnected. I don't think the athletes themselves, mainly because they pay people to understand that stuff for them, they don't understand how this impacts their bottom line. Eventually it will. Now, this is where I'm saying, is this going to be able to last for an extended period of time? Is it something that's going to last a season or two? Or is this something that, okay, they're going this direction forevermore, and will we see alternative leagues start to pop up? Or will we see people just not tune into those particular leagues that are really beating you over the head with that sort of messaging? But they don't even look at a lot of these people that are associated with it. I believe the NBA did There was some poll, I can't remember who conducted it, and a lot of the guys that had no issues with it, of course, were left-leaning and stuff. So it's almost like, yeah, all this stuff that you're trying to yell in the echo chamber. It's more so what it is. But they don't understand how that impacts their bottom line. The great Michael Jordan quote when he said, like, Republicans buy sneakers too. It's one of those types of things. You, I would imagine, should want them as consumers, no matter what side of the political aisle that they're on. Aside from just straight up raunchy nonsense, type of political stuff that some people, there's not a big majority of them that generally adopt. But I'm just saying, like, of course people are going to differ politically. To try to close out your league in terms of that access and people having access to that, I mean, that's your business, but understand that it impacts your bottom line, and maybe the players won't take a stand. Now I won't say take a stand, they're already doing that. Maybe the players won't wake up until that stuff starts to impact their bottom line when TV deals start being renewed. Owners start being like, look, man, you guys aren't going to be able to get as much because we aren't making as much. We'll see how long this lasts. But you see these ratings go down, and I want to be clear about this, and I'm going to end on this note. Hardcore sports fans don't want this. Like, I think people are like, there are going to be those individuals that are like, man, you get what you deserve. Nonetheless, we love sports. It's one of those last mediums. You go, you can get away from that, no matter where you're at on the political side of the aisle or what aisle you were at. It doesn't matter. You can go cheer. Definitely, if you went to an actual game, doesn't matter. It was a collegiate sport. No matter what the sport was, you went to the game. It was all good. It was all love. For that moment, you guys had a common goal, and it brought you all together. And it was a lot of banter in that regards. People that you didn't know, you could chat with about your favorite team because everybody's kind of zeroed in on this one particular topic. When you bring something as divisive as the political stuff into it, then of course you're going to alienate a certain group of people. And I don't think people understand that, and I don't even think people understand the beauty of that. And this is why you have those that are like, yeah, so what? So what? Y'all don't want to watch this stuff? Don't watch it. And they don't look at it like, okay, you were a consumer as well. And what made this great is the fact that all of these consumers on every side of the aisle would get together and then watch this, enjoy this, and have a great time. So it's just so odd for me to, at this point in my life, where I'm like, yeah, man, it is what it is. I mean, there may be a game on today, but I really don't have a desire to watch it. I don't. I just don't have a desire to watch it. And that is just such a weird thing if you know who I am and how big of a sports guy that I am.